Cause it's the daily, daily, the daily, the daily, daily, the daily, the daily, the daily, daily go get a mid show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it whiz? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing. Thinking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talk about high school being the scam tonight. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all what my motivation for doing this show was tonight. I saw a tweet online. And I don't even get down with Twitter like that. I really don't. I think it's whack. And now it's not even called Twitter, it's called X, if y'all didn't know. But I still receive tweets from from time to time. And when I'm watching battle rap, I tweet because I don't know anybody on Facebook that is interested in battle rap or talks about it. But on Twitter and Instagram all day. So I saw this tweet and it said, I've never had one single job that asked me for my high school diploma. We did not need that shit. I wasn't ready. I said, what? Just because the jobs that you've had never asked you for proof of a high school diploma means that you didn't need it. So you figured that since you could have just gotten a job without a high school diploma and you could have just wrote it in or not even addressed it. Now, I don't see how you could have gotten a job without saying that you had a high school diploma, because most jobs, almost all jobs, ask you what your level of education is. It's right there on the application. So you can say that you have a high school diploma even though you don't have one. So I guess you figure, well, even if I didn't have one, since I wasn't ever going to have to show proof of having one, I could have just said I had one and still got the job. To a low vibrational thinking person, that makes sense. For a person that ain't really trying to make a whole lot of sense of anything, that makes sense. Like, shoot, they don't ask for no proof of it, so how they gonna know? I can still do the same thing that a person with a high school diploma can do. So even if I don't have one, all I have to do is say that I have one, and I'll be working side by side with the one who does have one or did have one. That's what low vibrational thinking does. And it can get dangerous sometimes, because when you think from a low vibrational standpoint, you make logic out of the dumbest things. And nowadays everything is about money. Everything is about money. So, and when I say everything is about money, I don't mean with you, I don't mean with me, but I mean that seems to be the direction that society is going into. So anything that makes money, no matter how unscrupulous it is, no matter how ridiculous it is, no matter what the implications are, even if it results in death, near death, or being in jail for the rest of your life, is justifiable by how much money it could have or did make. That's where we're going. It seems like that seems to be the direction that we're going into. And we didn't get that from our ancestors. We didn't get that from our moms or dads. Even if your parents didn't go to college or didn't encourage you to go to college, they encouraged you to go to school. They encouraged you to go to high school and get your high school diploma, because that was the minimum requirement of getting any job or knowing things, or at least having a ticket to ride. And as I can see now, that if you were born after 1980, you might not feel that way. Like, well, we know college is a scam, because most jobs that you get coming out of college don't even pay you enough to pay back your student loans. So that's a scam. I'm like, do you know that that's not how scams work. Scams take all your money and they don't give anything back. They don't give anything. You know, it's a scam. College promised you to give you an education, and they do that. It's up to you to make enough money to be able to afford to pay back your loans. It was also up to you to know how much money that you could afford even before you got a job. You know that when you took out the loans, you didn't have jobs. You didn't have a job, right? I mean, you knew that. Everybody who goes to college and takes out student loans in order to go to college, they know that if you had to start paying back today, you would not be able to do it because you don't have a job. So what makes you think that you're going to be guaranteed a job that will definitely make you be able to pay back your student loan, especially if you don't take a job that guarantees that you'll make enough to pay back your student loan? See, that's the thing about getting a job. This the thing where I don't know, all logic seems to get lost in these conversations. You know, when you accept a job, you know how much money you make, and you know how much money you spend in bills. So if you make, I don't know, $2,000 a month, 500, that's essentially 2,000. I'm sorry, that's essentially $500 a week. And we're talking about take-home pay because you can't spend your gross. You may take home $2,500 or $3,000 a month in gross pay that you will be taxed for. But you can only spend what is on the check. The net pay. That's what you know that you can pay. All right. So if you know that the bills that you have are, let's say, $1,700 a month. You have bills that total up to $1,700 a month, and you know that you only make $2,000 a month. If you accept that job, you know that you're already in the hole because your monthly expenses are going to leave you with just $300 left. And that isn't a good cushion. That isn't enough wiggle room. That isn't enough to be able to live on, raise a family on, take care of unforeseen expenses like a baby or girlfriend or party or a gift. You know you don't make enough. You knew that taking the job. So the same way as you knew at 18 years old, when you took out your student loans, you knew that $100,000, $200,000 was a lot of money. You know that you have never made that kind of money, and you weren't making that kind of money when you took out the loan. So why would you accept a job that you knew or that you know will not allow you to be able to pay back your student loans and still have some money left to be able to live and enjoy your life with? See, we want to put all of the blame on the banks for predatory lending. And that's what college education or higher learning seems to be all about now in a lot of people's minds. It's all about predatory lending. Yeah, they going to college is a scam because they got you taking these majors that they know don't really pay you enough money. How is that a scam? And you know what? That's nothing new. When you go to school, when you go to college or something like that, and you want to be a teacher, you already know that you're not entering a profession where you're ever going to get rich from being a teacher. You're not. You may get rich, but you're not going to get rich from that profession. There's no way in heaven or hell that you're going to get rich from that profession, working in those schools, teaching those students. Now, if you want to open up your own school, if you want to teach online, if you want to create a business teaching others how to teach others, you may be able to become rich being a teacher. But being a teacher in and of itself guarantees you that you will never be rich. And you know that. What profession in the world that we all know of where people complain about the money that they don't make more than a teacher? We say that policemen and firemen don't make enough, but not like teachers, because we know that policemen and firemen actually make enough for what they do. Some of them are really overpaid. Firemen, really, to keep it a buck, don't work that hard. They have more days off than they have on. And if there ain't no fire, they ain't got nothing to do. Maybe some paramedic work. But you never hear firemen complaining that they don't have any, that they don't make enough money. You know who complains that firemen don't make enough money? Other people who are not firemen. Yeah, firemen should make more money. We should pay policemen and firemen more money instead of these entertainers. Well, I'm like, well, I ain't never seen nobody lined up in order to get tickets to the FOP ball. I ain't never seen nobody. I ain't never seen no Ticketmaster sales that was through the roof and sold out in order to go see some firemen. I don't care if they was at a carnival, a fair, performing in the school auditorium. I ain't never seen nobody lined up. I ain't never seen crowds lined up to see no firemen and policemen. But you know who I have seen people sell out stadiums for? Entertainers. We have built a society where we're in each other's pockets. We always in somebody else's pockets. But hold on. Let me get this thing started. Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this your daily, the daily go get emism show. We do this every single day, every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. We break it down, baby. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. I'm your host, 752, aka Omar, with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Daily Go Get 'Emism show, all up in your area. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should. Also, tonight we talking about if college is a scam. If college is a scam, if college is a scam, high school should be a scam too. They ain't asked me to see my diploma. Did they ask you? I know they didn't. You could have got the job whether you went to Central or Boone. And that's for my local Philly peoples, because they know if you live in this city, you know that Central High School is the best. Well, it's not the best high school. It's the next to the best. The best high school is John Masterman. And a lot of times I don't mention that high school because the requirements to get into that high school are so high that you hardly know people who went there. Hardly anybody you know has graduated from there. But, okay. All right, then let's do it. If you get a high school diploma, somebody who gets a high school diploma from Masterman and somebody who gets a high school diploma from Daniel Boone, and Daniel Boone was the disciplinary school that basically people who got kicked out of their regular high school because of discipline problems, crimes, and things like that, they sent them to Daniel Boone. So if somebody graduated from Boone, then you know that they got kicked out of their regular high school, probably for fighting or some other violent crime or selling drugs or because they weren't going to school. But it's almost like getting a GED while going to high school. Real shit. But the thing is, with high school, whether you get a high school, whether you get a high school diploma from the best high school like John Masterman, or whether you get it from Boone, it doesn't matter. Y'all are actually on equal plane. So, I mean, since we talking about college being a scam to a lot of people because they're ignoring the education part of it. You know, see, a Harvard degree is not the same as a community college degree. It's not the same as a Temple degree. It's not the same as even a Penn State degree or one of the better high schools. It's not the same as a Villanova degree, even though a Villanova degree is pretty comparable to Ivy League, but it ain't Ivy League. And even if it was Ivy League, it ain't Harvard, because you can't do no better than Harvard. They don't even care if Harvard don't even care if you score higher. Like, yeah, but you ain't Harvard. Yeah, but I'm Stanford. Yep, you are. And Stanford is high, but it ain't Harvard. So historically, worldwide, Harvard rings bells. I don't know if in one part in part of Africa in the bush or whatever, I don't know if Stanford rings bells. I don't know if MIT rings bells, but I know that Harvard and Yale do. So no matter where they rank, it don't matter. You got the cream of the crop. You got the tops of the pops if you graduated from Harvard or Yale. Number 1 and number 2. Even though if you look at the college ranking, they're not 1 and 2. MIT is actually rated higher, but an MIT degree ain't a Harvard degree. And they don't care what you say. Harvard don't care. They're like, yeah, well, if you went to MIT, first of all, you're engineer, because that's an engineering school. We're not. We're smarter than engineers. We just are. Ask Barack Obama. Ask Michelle Obama, goddamn. But anyway, so all high school diplomas are on the same scale. Nobody's going to say, well, he graduated from John Masterman, so we're going to hire him at Family Dollar before we hire Junebug over here that graduated from Boone. It really doesn't work that way. Most jobs do not require you to show proof of your high school diploma, but they do ask you about whether you have a high school diploma. Now it's up to you whether you tell the truth or not. But it's not going to get you a better job. It's not a college degree. Now, for those who know, let's say if it's a local business who knows that this cat over here went to Masterman, or they went to Central, they know some shit, or they went to William Penn Charter, they know some shit. Because if you graduated from those high schools, automatically you're supposed to be going to college. So they're going to automatically be thinking like, well, you went to this high school, you graduated from this high school, and you didn't go to college. Maybe you must be on sabbatical. Maybe you didn't fill out the rest of this application. We're looking for where you went to college, because we are about to make you a manager or some type of leadership position. If you're local, you may do that, but other than that, on the grand scale of things, yeah, you are even keeled. One high school diploma is not worth any more than another high school diploma. Neither one of those high school diplomas equal a college degree. So if your job requires you to have a college degree and all you have is a high school diploma, then, well, that's where we are. But what got me about that tweet, and I don't even know if you call them tweets anymore, because it's X now. But what got me about that tweet is that now people think, and not all people. Now people think that anything that doesn't result in a certain financial situation isn't worth anything. So a college degree, if you ain't making over six figures, then your college degree is worthless. So now we starting to go into the high school thing. Like, well, since I can still get a job without showing that I had a high school diploma, I ain't need to get that shit. What? And I could have taken that tweet as a joke, but a little while ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I got into it online with one of my Facebook friends about whether a GED and a high school diploma are the same thing. And the person I was talking about actually said that they would encourage their child to drop out of high school and go get a GED, because a GED is not only all you need, but general education is all you need. You don't need algebra, you don't need geometry, you don't need trig, you don't need chemistry, you don't need any of those things, because none of those things matter to you when you are out here in the world living. Even if the last time I said that classes didn't matter that we were taking was when I was taking those classes. When I got out of high school, when I got out of college, I realized how taking those classes made you smarter, how it opened up pathways in your brain. You know how people who read books are always smarter, well learned, and have a greater understanding of concepts than people who don't read? Even if you deny that, if you look at the people that you know that read a lot, you notice how they talk, how they think, how they move, and how they frustrate people who don't read. Because people who don't read think that everything that they hear makes sense, or everything that they hear is actual fact. When people who read will say, no, where did you get that from? And people who don't read will be like, well, they have to admit, well, such and such said it. And that's a credible source. Other than that, you have to be an eyewitness. I know it because I saw it. Other than that, they know that you sound stupid. So people who read, the pathways in their minds have been open to the extent where they can think outside the box, and they can start to think in ways that are more beneficial to them than people who don't read. They can start to figure out things. So it's the same thing when we start talking about the classes that you took in high school. But if you are able to think that college is a scam and then high school is a scam, or that anything is a scam that doesn't make a whole lot of money, even if it's a scam. So scams make sense if they make you a whole lot of money. Like, well, you can't knock the hustle because you see how much money he made. Like, oh, okay. I'm not able to get into that unscrupulous stuff. Okay. What up, Care Bear? What up, Stacy White and Vita B and Carol Chamberlain, friend, mi favorita, Shirley, the world's most precious and greatest pearl, and Vita B. And we are talking about if college is a scam, high school has to be a scam too. What you know? All right. Vita B says, I graduated from college in 2004 with a $18,000 debt. Years down the line, found out Remington College was not an accredited school. They promised job placement in degree. Okay, now if you go to a school that promises job placement, that's one thing, because that they must have really jerked you. But you know another school that isn't an accredited school? Harvard, Yale. They're not accredited schools. They don't give a fuck about that accreditation. They like, we are the accreditation. Yeah, Harvard is not an accredited school. You can look it up. You can look it up. They're not accredited. Probably Oxford University over in England. It's probably not an accredited school either. They like, shit, no accreditation. Graduate from here and see if graduating from here does nothing from you. I mean, does nothing for you. Good luck with that, with all that. Let me know how it works out. Call me from work. Vita also says, my degree was in information systems. I got the free laptop. Technically not free. I paid for it. I know they always, schools always talk about, yeah, you get a free laptop. That shit right there in the tuition, baby. Now, if you go to a tech college, because a lot of tech schools are now universities. Like there's a school in Pennsylvania, in the Philadelphia area, called Lincoln Tech. Lincoln Tech used to be where people used to go if they wanted to learn automotive training. You know, if you wanted to become a mechanic, you went to Lincoln Tech. Now Lincoln Tech is a university. A lot of trade schools started integrating a liberal education and what do you call it? They started putting electives into their curriculum because they know that people needed degrees. You know, people was looking down on people who went to trade school. Oh, you ain't got no real degree. You graduated from plumbing school, electric school, whatever. You know, making good money. I never heard nobody graduate from a tech school and said they couldn't pay back their student loans. And now I don't know how long you went to school, Vita, but owing back $18,000 is a drop in the bucket. That's like a semester or 1 year in most colleges now, even state colleges, local. It's so expensive now. It's crazy. Plus $18,000 is something that most of us could pay back. We ain't gonna pay it back in a year or two or whatever, but we can afford the payments. V2B says, last year, by the grace of God, I was able to get these loans dismissed. 27,000 working progress, but it is going off my credit. College is definitely a scam. Well, I disagree. I don't think college is a scam. Not at all. Not at all. Because college only teaches you how to think. It's for education. It's not for jobs. Now, the loans might be a scam, but I don't see how college is a scam. So I can't adopt that kind of thinking. I wouldn't be able to sit in front of this camera and talk every day if I didn't go to college. Really, it gave me, it enhanced. I've never been afraid to speak in front of people, but to be able to speak in front of people and being able to give correct information and be able to relay your thoughts clearly in front of people is two totally different things. And college taught me how to do that. It did. It taught me how to do that. Like my knowledge base all comes from college because I had to read a lot and I had to do papers and I had to research and I had to verify certain shit that I said out of my mouth. And trust me, I used to say a lot of shit out of my mouth that I couldn't verify. I used to do that. College got that out of me. Like, verify that, son. It stopped me from speaking from my passion and started having me speak from my knowledge base. And that built confidence. Now, I've never held a job that required me to have a college degree, but I say, so what? Actually, I think the job that I have right now actually does require one. I think I remember reading that, you had to have like a bachelor's degree, I think. But I've never had to present it. And that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. That's like saying a car is worthless if you don't drive it every day. You know it's ready for you when you get ready to, right? Okay. That's like saying a house is worthless if you don't live in it. Okay. Tell that to the mortgage company. Tell that to your taxes. Because somebody think it's worth something. When they take it from you and they sell it again, it'll prove its worth. Okay. Carol says, I don't think it's still like that, Omar. I think you wrote that when I was talking about the high school diploma part. It's not the same. It's not the same. Gotta figure out what y'all talking about. Okay. Carol says, as some youngins say, good enough for a dummy. GED, good enough for a dummy. I actually heard someone say that, shaking my head. B2B says, I didn't finish my 12th grade year in Kansas because I had my daughter and was short 2 credits of 21. So when I moved to Florida, I received my high school diploma through Florida Community College. Done deal. Well, that's a good thing that you did it. B2B says taking the GED is a cheap way out. Well, the problem I had with a GED is that you could have only gone to school up until like the 6th grade, and you take the GED classes and you got a GED. I got a problem with that. To get a high school diploma, you got to go through the whole shit. 12 years. You got to take English 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ain't no way around it. Well, you know what I mean by no way around it. You know, some people have gotten pushed through and all that kind of stuff, but it takes the time. Oh, you said Boone is not like that? I don't know, Carol, because the young boy, the little knucklehead young boy that used to live across the street, this was about 2000. I want to say this was about 2016, 17. No, it had to be at least 2017. And he was a young knucklehead running around here, trying to sell drugs, carrying around weapons, acting a straight dickhead. And I pulled him to the side one day. I said, yo, man, let me holler at you for a minute. I said, man, what's up with you? I said, I see you running around here every day. I asked him how old he was. He said he was 15. I said, all right. I said, how come I don't never see you go to school? He said, I got kicked out, but I'm about to go back. And I said, okay. I said, what school did you go to? He said, Boom. I said, okay. So I already knew what it was hitting for. And I said, I tried to find his center. I said, well, when you was in school, I asked him, I said, do you like school? He said, yeah, I like school. It's cool. I know he was lying because I could tell he was a dummy. I could tell, just by, the things he was doing, the way he was talking and stuff like that. I could tell that he probably had not just behavioral problems in school and disciplinary problems in school, but he probably had some academic challenges as well. So I asked him what his favorite subject was. I said, well, when you were in school, what was your favorite subject? And he said math. I said, all right, cool. Now, as bad as my little smart ass wanted to ask him to count to 1,000, I ain't do it. Instead, I said, listen, man. I said, what I don't want to happen for you is for you to be out here doing what you do and you wound up getting locked up or, taken up out of here before you get a chance to do something with your life. And I think that you're a decent young boy. And I think that, you have a lot of potential. I said, so I'm here to help. I said, I know you don't know me like that, and I don't know you like that, but if you ever need help with any of your schoolwork or if you are unsure about anything that's going on with you, you can holler at me. And I had to pull him to the side by himself because his mom was so fucking ratchet. And until then, like after that, me and him had like a little silent rapport going on. Every time I saw him, he knew I was looking at him. And I saw, I read his body language. So when he was out acting wild and shit, wilding out on the block, when he saw me, it was sort of like, but I had the feeling that he probably told his mom that I talked to him. And his mom, ratchet. Him and all his sisters, they was woo. I don't know where they moved to, but wherever they moved to, all the wind, the rain, the hurricane, and the destruction went with them. They was like a straight tornado, tearing shit up. Anyway, so Boone may have stepped it up to the point where it's not just like an alternative to jail. But in 2017, that's where we was with it. They moved off the block about 5 years ago. Something like that. Oh, okay. So, all right. So, I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but I worry about the way that the wave of thinking that happens with not just our people, but the things that we see, the propaganda on the internet, on the news and on the radio and whatever our media sources are. We believe that shit. Even those of us who are smarter than that, we believe it, because if we're getting it from too many sources, college is a scam, college is a scam, college is a scam. All right, now we saying it, college is a scam. We ain't believe it was a scam when we was there. Now high school is a scam. High school is a scam. High school is a scam. It might sound ridiculous to us right now. We get to think about it like, well, yeah, if I get a high school diploma and he gets a GED, whatever job requires a high school diploma, we equal. Now it's starting to make sense to us, right? Maybe it is a scam. Yeah, well, he works at a law firm and he works at Chick-fil-A. Both of them have a high school diploma. The guy working at a law firm is making $12 an hour and they making $15 an hour at Chick-fil-A. High school diploma. Equal. We get to thinking like, yeah, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. But we make sense out of things that make money, and some of that shit is bad, not even funny. Yo, I robbed a bank. I got 25 G's. Was it worth it? Well, to him and he, yeah, it was, but not to me. And maybe not to you, but that's what niggas do when they don't learn and when they don't know and they ain't got nobody else to teach them and show them a better way of life and a way to think better. We gotta heat it up like a Coca-Cola sweater. 1986 is the year that I'm talking about. It's time for us to get it together and walk it out before we get chalked out on the pavement because we got murked and it hurt. Not just us, not just the fan, but society as a whole. Yo, the scam that we are calling certain things to benefit us, we gotta shake it off, gotta shake off the rust. And trust me, we gonna do better than that, yo. It's more to life than just having your pockets fat. Cause I ain't never seen nobody with their pockets fat that didn't have no problems that went along with that. And I ain't never seen a rich man that sure got enough love in his life that he felt like he needed a wife. Real shit. There are more problems in this world than just money. But black people have been down so long, we think that money is going to cure everything in our lives. Well, how's it working out, rich man? How's it working out, paid boy? Yeah, you counting off hundreds. You counting off stacks. Band here, band there. You got a lot of money. but your girl still treats you like a fucking nut. Your baby mom still don't want to have nothing to do with you. How about your baby dad? He don't want to have nothing to do with you. Your kids might not want to have nothing to do with you. So you got a bunch of money, but you ain't never felt like nobody loved you outside of your money. They'll show you love. They'll give you sex. They'll be around as long as you paying them like an entourage. But as soon as you ain't got no dough, the feelings don't show. Well, actually, the true feelings do show. And you a hoe. Now, when I start lying to y'all, please just let me know. I know it's hard for Black people to think outside of their bills, outside of their pressing bills. But bills are more. We have more problems in our community than just bills. But we just want to be able to afford some crab legs and a new bag. Crab legs, some Jordans, and a new bag. Maybe even a chain. I don't know, man. But real shit. I've known people, maybe I haven't known a lot of millionaires, but I've known motherfuckers that was close to that. And I've known people who were millionaires. They touched it. Guess what? They wasn't happy. They had money to spend, but their lives, they still suffer from depression, stress, medical problems, health issues, all that old shit. Girlfriends, boyfriends leaving them, spouses divorcing them, kids not talking to them. I don't care what nobody say. Nothing really tells me where your life is than when your kids won't talk to you. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. Your kids ain't speaking to you. You don't need to be rich. You got a bigger problem than money can fix. Because I bet you your kids ain't not speaking to you because you ain't buying them a PlayStation. Like, yeah, you rich, but you a dickhead. And your kids even know that. That's how they feel. Now, if y'all can show me a situation where somebody kids ain't speaking to them, but they still got it going on, holla at me. Holla at me. Holla at me. Not saying that your kids run the world, because you might have spoiled them to the point where, nonetheless, you got a real big problem if your kids ain't speaking to you. Not just one kid. None of your kids, they don't fuck with you, and you got money? Come on, man. Come on, man. High school is a scam because they ain't asked me for it when I went to go get a job. Like, damn, dog. Damn. I don't know. That sounds ridiculous to me. That's almost like a girl, like, yo, when I went to go talk to that girl over there, she ain't even asked me if I had a big dick. But she still got with me. You don't need a big dick? But yeah. For real, she ain't asked you to see it first? Nope. She ain't asked me to see nothing. She ain't see it till we did it. As a matter of fact, she ain't even see it when we did it. It was dark. All right. Stacey White says, school helped me deal with life. And she says, depression don't care who it hits. Thank you. Jason says, so is college a scam or high school too? I don't think either one of them are a scam to me, Jason. It depends on your perspective. You know, your expectations are what determines something to be good or bad for you. Nobody, when I was in college, now you have to take it to consideration. I'm 53. So because I'm older than a lot of young people now, you know, maybe a lot of things that I say or the way that I think is outdated. But when I was going to college, nobody promised you how much money you was going to make. That was up to you. I still look at it that way. It's up to you. The amount of money that you make is not dependent upon the job that you get. Your job might not pay you the money that you want, but what will pay you the money that you want is your drive, your ambition, your motivation, your determination to succeed. You want money, you go after money. Have multiple streams of income. That's how you secure your financial position. That's how you build wealth. Your job, if your job is your only source of income, then when that job fires you, or if they go bankrupt, then you're done. Well, you can go get another job, but it means that you're letting somebody set the bar on how much money you can make. So that scam is in your mind. It wasn't college that told you that you got to get this job. Nobody told you that because you studied history, you couldn't do nothing else. Like, you got to be a history teacher. That's it. Because when I hear people say, well, what are you going to do with a history degree? And I'm like, how about you might find out what happened in life and be able to avoid the traps and the scams? Because that's what history shows you how to do. But you thinking like all you can do with a history degree is become a history teacher. Well, you're not thinking. And you obviously didn't go to college. So, Carol said, dang, you old, Omar. I know, right? I can't believe it. I've always been young. I woke up in my 40s and I was like, damn. Life is a scam. Life is a scam. You know how, like, when you was younger, you thought that by the time you got to a certain age, everything was going to start paying off. Like, all of your knowledge was going to start paying off. Ain't that what you think when you younger? Oh, yeah. By the time you get to 40 years old, you're going to be disciplined enough to do this, that, and the third, and all of that. I know we used to talk like that shit. You get better at anything you practice at. So if you don't practice at something, man, there ain't going to be nobody. There ain't going to be like no angel or no fairy that's going to come down and be like, yo, you about to turn 40. Now all your hard work and all your dedication is about to pay off. All of it. No, it ain't. You'll go as far as your ambition takes you. You'll go as far as your energy, your drive, your determination, your planning, your creativity. That's how far you will go in life. You ain't going no farther than that. I promise you. I guarantee you, you will not go any farther than that. So I don't know. But to say, listen, if you don't encourage your kids to go to college, that's one thing. But you ain't gonna tell me, you ain't gonna tell them to go to high school. Like, goddamn. We in a bailout society. Like, you don't need no high school diploma to work at Chick-fil-A. My brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? Pulling up at the end. Is this the end? Okay. Good colon ring tonight. That was good. Tasty. I feel healthier. Stacy says your drive and ambition, sometimes it run down and get on. Maybe you mean like get low and you have to fill it up. Yeah, well, your ambition doesn't get low. Because people who act on their ambition, first of all, you'll be ambitious in different ways than just making money. People who are ambitious are reaching for a higher level than where they are. So whether you're talking about money, whether you're talking about spirituality, whether you're talking about love, whether you're talking about friendship, whether you're talking about social status, you're always trying to elevate to whatever level you're on. You're trying to elevate it a little bit higher. That's what ambition is. It's not just, I want to be a fireman one day or I want to be president one day. It's bigger than that. And that's what I'm saying. We have to learn to think broader than just the dollar, because the dollar ain't getting us where we need to be. Most of y'all making a lot of money, you still can't pay your bills. Why? Because you making bigger bills. The more money you keep making, you keep lessening the room that you have to move around, because you making another bill. You making another bill. V to B says, unlearn what you have learned. Ha ha. Yeah. So, yeah, most people that I know, even the people, I wish I was lying when I say this. People that I know who make six figures are always crying broke. They are. They always crying broke. And it ain't because of the taxes that they have to pay. Because they keep making their bills bigger. They getting bigger houses. They buying more expensive things like cars, jewelry, things on credit. The more money they make, the more money they keep fucking up. Like, oh, well, I was only making 105,000, but now I'm making 130,000. So I think that I should buy a McLaren. I think I should buy a S500 Benz. I think I should put the down payment on this Aston Martin. I think I should move up in this 500,000 condo. I think that I should get a couple of side joints. I think I should throw up my money in the strip club. I think I should get a whole collection of Louis V luggage. Louis V luggage. Louis V luggage. Get me some red bottoms, whole collection. Yeah. And I'm paying for my erection. I just had another baby on the way. I got enough money. I'ma pay. I'ma pay. I'ma pay. And so Jones says the money people pay for college is a gamble. The money you pay for anything is a gamble. Speaking of gamble, my late great father, I remember when I was younger, I knew my dad had like a sort of a gambling problem. And I remember I told him, I said something about gambling, like, I don't know, gambling is wrong or gambling is a sin, some old crazy shit that I probably saw on TV or something, heard from somebody else. And he said, well, Omar, everything in life is a gamble. And then he started breaking down to me what the word gamble meant. And I had to be like, I couldn't have been more than like, definitely not more than 7 or 8 years old. Probably more like 8. I was probably in the 3rd grade. But he broke down the whole word gambling. He was like, anything that you take a chance on, anything in your life that's not guaranteed, and hardly anything in life is guaranteed. Anything that you do is a gamble. So you take a chance. And sometimes you take an educated or well thought out gamble. So, he took me away from thinking that gambling was just like throwing dice or playing cards or games. But yeah, everything in life is a gamble. You don't know. I mean, if you go to medical school, is it guaranteed that you're going to become a doctor? It seems likely, right? You don't know. You could get into a bad car accident and never get your medical license. Disabled. You was going to become a doctor, but you're not. Well, something else can happen. You could wake up one day, Wake up one day with a total epiphany of which direction you should go in your life. So whereas you were going to become a doctor, you were going to become an accountant, you were going to become a businessman, you were going to become a lawyer, you said, nah, we're going to turn this whole thing around. We're going in a totally different direction. We was going that way. We are going this way now. Cassian said Brother Mac was always spreading knowledge. He was. But Brother Mac was a slick talker. But but he looked deep into. My dad really taught me how to think and talk the way that I do. To the point where I started doing it to another level. Like, you know how I talk in analogies so much. Like, that's like doing this and that's like doing that. Y'all might understand what I'm saying. You know, a lot of people don't understand what I'm talking about when I talk like that. They'd be like, what does that have to do with this? What is the, you know? But anyway, my dad was a slick talker. He was. But he would break down certain shit. He would break it down. And I'm like, then I started learning how to do that. Like, oh, well, yeah, I never really thought about it like that. And that's why when I talk to most people, I have them thinking like, well, you know, I never really thought of it like that. I'm like, yeah. It's a practice. That's a practice. So the same way as he influenced me to think outside of the box, think about more than just what you see in front of you or what you've learned. I know that when you start hearing something repeated time after time, college is a scam, college is a scam, college is a scam, college is a scam. Now you saying it. Wasn't saying it before. I ain't saying it now. And you sure ain't gonna tell me that high school is a scam. Like, God damn. Huh. Stacey White says relationships are a gamble. Yeah, they sure are. You don't know if you're gonna be happy. You don't know if somebody's gonna be honest with you. You don't know how you're gonna feel about it. You know how many people have gotten into a relationship saying, if such and such ever cheat on me, or if they do this, that, the third, there's no way I'm staying with them. And then such and such did certain things, and guess what? Y'all still together. It happens. Make choices. All right, we got to do these birthday shout outs and get on up out of here. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious. September 12th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get. By the way, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Number one out the box, DL Wanamaker, turning 58 years old today, my brother. And also Regina Hairston, happy birthday to you. And Abina Hollis, happy birthday to you. And Felicia Franks, happy birthday to you. And Sherry McCanny, a happy birthday, turning 36 years old today. And Lynette Gates, turning 55 years old today. And Blessing Morgan, turning 51 years old today. And Belgica Gutierrez Pilarte, turning 45 years old today. And Michael Douglas, turning 46 years old today. And Elaine Fields, turning 58 years old today. And Katrina Fields, happy birthday to you. And Judith Clark, happy birthday to you. And Rodney Higgs, happy birthday to you. And Angela Richards, happy birthday to you. And but my man Vaughn D. Chisholm, turning 49 years old today. And Eric N. Diggs Sr., who is raising money for the place DBA African Americans with what the hell? I don't know. All I know is we still got a lot of birthdays. Everybody was born today. All right. Janice J. Bell Bush, happy birthday to you. And Natasha Natalie Christopher, happy birthday to you. And Haraya Deborah Bay, happy birthday to you. And Marva refused to give up Brooks, turning 62 years old today. What a crazy soul. And last but not least, Sam Epps. I want to say happy birthday to all y'all. Happy birthday to all y'all. And anybody, I hope that today finds you with good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious September 12th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. And that's the reason that I say good things happen to those who wait, great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. Because when you go for yours, that's how you get yours. You gotta go for what you know. You gotta go for what you want. So whether you go to college, whether you go to high school, whether you get a job, whether you fall in love, whether you have a child, whether you find God, you got to go for yours. Because if you don't go for yours, you ain't going to get nothing except for what somebody else thinks that you deserve and they give it to you. So if you want to live the rest of your life with the handouts, then yeah, cool. Don't go to high school. Don't go to college. Don't go to nothing. Just sit back and wait. I mean, how it turns out. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night with another Daily Go Getimism show. So make sure y'all come and holler at me. So Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. Yeah. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. 1, 2, on the other side, my boobers. See you on the other side, my boobers. Peace. Peace.